welcome to the Bougie Fujoshi channel. For those who know me, hello again, and for those who don't, I hope you stick around because today we are talking about my September, aka birthday month, manga haul. Kicking it off with Snow White with the Red Hair, volume 15 by Sorata Akiduki Sensei. My Shirayuki Hime! Y'all already know how much I love this series, and every time I get a new volume, it just reminds me how much I truly do. The fleeting moments of Shirayuki and Zen stay forever in my heart. Just as Obi's grows ever stronger with the both of them. Ugh. An OT3 if I ever saw one, child. Shirayuki stay on her grind, but I think it's about time to wrap it up in Lilas with the way that we're progressing through this Orimeli's arc. Moving along to Yona of the Dawn, volume 16 by Mizuho Kusanagi sensei. It's been a hot minute since I've read some Yona, so I decided to pick up the next one on my list. And oh my goodness, y'all. First of all, the little drug hustler in there was getting on my last nerve, but Hawk had them wild eyes going on, and I had to put the book down for a moment so I could collect myself. Now I know I am way behind in reading to where the English print is now, but you know, I'm just gonna take my sweet little time and we'll get there when we get there. Volume 14 of Paru Itagaki Sensei's B-Stars. Legoshi finally gets to meet face to face with his grandpa's ex partner, aka current B-star Yahya. Y'all see what I did there? We also get to see a little bit of Haru's college life, where she meets someone who is also in a herbivore carnivore dating situation, and that was a whole other thing. All in all, the hits just keep coming, and ooh, I can't wait to see this animated one day. I also think that we're going into a new arc for the manga with the character that was introduced at the end, so your girl is excited. Now we're about to switch it up and hit the little left to right with Goodbye Battle Princess Peony by Mia Angchua. Y'all, I can smell Rivals to Lovers a mile away because it is one of my favorite meals. Everything changes when Battle Princess Peony accidentally warps into the private academy for villains in training, which also happens to be the home of her rival, the evil divine Lady Silk Rose. I love the quality of the printing, and it was well worth the price in my opinion. Right now, I'm backing another one of their projects on Kickstarter, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. Next, we have volumes 1 and 2 of Solo Leveling. Original story by Chugong Nim and illustrated by Duvu Nim. Portals to another world are popping up everywhere. So to mitigate them, people called hunters make a living by slaying the creatures before they make their way outside. The main character of this story is an E rank hunter. And even though E doesn't stand for excellent at the start, our MC sure does prove that we can change that, honey. Shout out to my friend that reads this digitally and told me to try it out, because y'all, when I tell you instant send to shopping cart on volume 2, and the third one's already on pre-order. You can actually read further than what's being printed on Yen Press and keep up to date officially on Tapas. There's this whole wave of manhwa receiving English prints, and I am so excited for what's to come. Coming back to our manga, we have the case study of Vanitas volume 1 by Jun Mochizuki sensei. Step into the world of vampires and curses, topped off with a whimsical dark steampunk version of Paris. You already know we love to see it. The book of Vanitas is defined by the streets as a grimoire that curses vampires, but is that truly the case? I watched the first part of the anime adaptation when it aired not too long ago and absolutely loved it. Didn't want to ruin any of the surprises for myself while watching, so I put off reading it when I saw that there was an anime coming out, and now that the second part isn't going to be coming back for a while, I've decided to go ahead and get the manga. Volumes 8 and 9 of Sweat and Soap by Kintetsu Yamada sensei, pushing the grand old sweat and soap agenda per usual. Having volumes 8 and 9 around the same time was a whole roller coaster in itself. Volume 8, we're having a fun time, you know, got the company retreat, the beach, it's great. But then volume 9 comes ahead and hits us with all the feels and threw me straight into my bag. And I can't believe that one lady had the nerve to say, I'm sorry y'all, I don't want to spoil anything, but for those who have read it, you know exactly who I am talking about. Even though our ship is going through some turbulent waters, I am faithful that we will pull through the other side. Next we have Enial and Dewila volume 1 by Kanoka Shirahama sensei. Traditionally, angels and demons aren't supposed to get along, but on the grounds of fashion is where these two come together. If you're wondering why this art style looks a little bit familiar, it's because this series comes from the same mangaka as Witch Hat Atelier. I adore Sensei's art style already, and I had to fan myself while reading this one. These two are absolutely hilarious. this together. I've only read the first volume so far, and to me the chapters were somewhat episodic but still have that one thread of continuing story in the background. Not too long ago I watched the Amazon Prime original Good Omens, and the dynamic of these two definitely takes me back to Aziraphale and Crowley, so I was just having the time of my life reading this first volume. Volume 6 of Given by Natsuki Kizu Sensei. The boys are doing big things out here, and these things could possibly start popping off the tag, but the real question is if everyone is on the same wave. I have been waiting to get this volume for so long, and now it's finally here. As soon as I saw the cover art for the original Japanese print of volume 6, I knew in my soul that it was going to be yellow. Also, would you just look at the cover? Oh my goodness. I have always wanted to see Uenoyama and Hiragi together in a musical ship, if you get what I'm saying, because I always felt like they'd mesh so well. This volume takes place right after where the movie ends if you're looking for a reference to the anime, and now we're taking a detour into the land of side characters. The angst is upon us by the end of this volume, so it's time to buckle up and grab some paper bags for another emotional roller coaster. The titles that I'm about to mention in this section are rated M for mature, which means you must be 18 or older to buy and or read these series. Scarlet Beriko Sensei's Jealousy Volume 4. You know that one song about the plastic bag drifting through the wind? Yeah, Uichi is definitely giving me very much fireworks. This whole volume was a melting pot of emotions and me just going, Uichi, what are we gonna do? The series is coming to a close as we reach Volume 5. This past summer I attended Sensei's Q&A session where she said that she thinks the ending is a happy one, so I'm very curious to see where it goes. The series debut of Black or White Volume 1 by Sachimo Sensei. Shin is a new actor that has been typecast as a villain, while Shige usually gets the role of the good guy. But what the public doesn't know is that these two live together. I read the note from Sensei at the end where they mentioned wanting to try new things with this series, one of them being making it longer. Out of curiosity, I went ahead and looked up to see where it is in the original print now, and y'all, it's currently on Volume 7 and still going! And these are the things we love to see. Volume 6, 7, and 8 of Blue Morning by Shoko Hiraka Sensei. I have finally reached the end of my Blue Morning journey. Being someone that really enjoys period pieces, I was very excited to try this series out, and it wasn't until the last volume that I started to realize just how much time had passed through the course of it all, and wow, that's a lot. The feels, the angst, it had it all. I did not expect to get as wrapped up in the story as I did, so I'm really glad that I gave it a try. And you're gonna have to excuse me for one moment because I have to sob some more about the final volume. The tears. And our last title in this haul is Monster and the Beast Volume 3 by Renji Sensei. Liam and Kavo's journeys come to a halt when the two of them accidentally get separated. In my previous manga haul, I remember there was a comment telling me that this volume would be cranking up the heat a little bit, and child, it sure did that. I haven't heard anything about the 4th volume English release yet, but the ending of this one didn't indicate that the story was over, so I'll be sure to keep on the lookout for that in the future. Per the suggestion of a friend, before I wrap up here, I have a new segment for the class that I'd like to try. In this part of the video, I'm going to show a few of my favorite panels from this month's haul. Typically, I only show the first couple of pages so I don't spoil anyone who might be thinking about getting it. So if you don't want to see any spoilers, you can just go ahead and skip to the end of this video. Alright, so first we have Volume 1 of Solo Leveling. I really like this transition of Jinu running out of his challenge back into the hospital room. And it was honestly the point where I pulled out my phone to buy the second volume. Just the fact that this whole volume is in color like this really makes me hopeful for the future manhwa that's getting printed in English. Y'all already know I had to talk about Given. I'm such a side character stan and it's embarrassing. But would y'all just look at him? Ever since they mentioned earlier that Hiragi and Shizu were in a band together, I have been waiting to see them. And y'all see the stage presence? Period. Volume 14 of Beastars. I already felt like Therapist was sus, but when he went ahead and pulled out his mask, I was like, hello? Wait! Just for Melon alone, I am ready for this next arc. Give me all the hits, Sensei. Give me all the hits. Eni and Dewi Volume 1. Them. Literally them. Their styles, their dynamic, everything. And to top it off, it's them in Sensei's art style, no less. Just might make a girl cry. The final volume of Blue Morning. This was where the tears were really hitting me. Like, I was actually reading this with water in my eyes. The whole ending sequence of it all and them walking side by side lay me to rest. And last but certainly not least, we have Vanitas. This is a City of Flowers scene, and it was honestly one of my favorite scenes from the anime, and it really hooked me into the series. So getting to see where it came from was really cool to me. Also, look at Noe's little face! I live in love. So that is everything I got for the month of September. Lovely creators, lovely titles. Y'all already know I love to see it. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you heard today, make sure you hit that like, subscribe before you leave. But that's all I have for today. So, bye!